Pull the way up like we in the club. Fly flashy, grown classy, still turn to the dub. Saturday mornings, no walk of shame, we fresher. 950 lounge, that's my guilty pleasure. I don't miss my favorite show, I put everything on hold. Work the baby, even the babysitter know. When 950 come on, don't bother. I'm locked in 10 to 1, no problem.
Go to 950lounge.com for any information. You can also go to our partners, Apex Radio, and check out any archive in DSN BX app as well to get any archive lost episodes. So plenty of opportunity to catch what you want to catch if you miss anything. This lovely young lady to my left is truly an inspiration. And when I started doing some research on her and found out her story, I was really touched. Because, again, there's nothing worse than being bullied or talked about in school, but turn that into a positive. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and super talented Egypt, welcome to the show. And her lovely mama. Mama's all decked out. For those listening to on radio, Mama is really styling from head to toe.
Definitely.
A beautiful goddess. But, Egypt, thank you for coming on this afternoon. I appreciate it. I know you got a busy day, but thank you for stopping by this afternoon.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're so sweet. I want to start because obviously you're a clothing designer. You're designing fashion, and you took that from a standpoint of distress, whereas you was unfortunately kids can be cruel sometimes. Adults like rodeo can be cruel too.
Hey, don't use me as an example.
But you took that negative energy and you turned it into something positive. Talk about that, and how you're being an inspiration to kids all over the world.
Well, I get inboxed every day about how I like a lot of kids text me, like how I saved their life and what I did to help them. And there's a girl that was homeschooled, like she pulled herself out of school because she was being bullied so bad. And like after she saw my story, she decided she wanted to go back to school. And
that's what's up.
Like, I just feel like it's like a really big thing that I can help other kids who have been through the same thing that I went through and help them get past it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's great.
Inspiration.
How does that make you feel when you get these emails? Obviously, the world has become a lot smaller because of technology and social media. But how does that make you feel when you hear these stories? Like, people you don't know, you've never met, but that they find inspiration in your efforts.
Like, it feels kind of weird because, like, I'm not used to all of this
attention.
Yeah, like, it's like a lot of people walk up to me in events like, oh, can I take this picture with you?
Yeah.
But, like, before that, it wasn't all like that. It was all like, I'm just regular Egypt. Coming from school, just going to a fashion show to publicize myself.
Now, I can almost imagine it's a woman right next to your mother that probably has no problem with expressing herself, because I just get this impression, Mama, you're going to let it be known. If you got something to say, you're going to say it. And I commend you, because it's not easy watching your baby go through something, and to be able to take that negative and turn that ball around into something beautiful and positive, a mosaic that's not just fashion conscious, but mental conscious is great. So commend you as well. We thank you for doing that. But talk about, your plight with Egypt. obviously, when your daughter decides to go and become a fashion designer at a young age, it's got to be parent driven. So when she comes to you with this idea, what's your first thought?
Well, first, when she first told me that she was being bullied, I remember it was on a Thursday, and we pulled up to the school, and she said, "Mommy," and she bust out crying and said, "I can't go into the school." I said, "Why?" She said, "They're going to kill me."
Wow.
So the tears started rolling down my eyes, and I said, "What do you mean they're going to kill you?" She said, "All of those incidents where I was injured, it was because kids were bullying me."
Wow.
And the first thing I was thinking is how I was going to put that Medea wig on, and I was going to go in
Yeah.
that
Wear the
school
razor blades and
go
Vaseline.
ballistic. But
Yeah.
I realized I had my own brand to protect along with my credentials of working in the UN, and I knew that would put me in jail.
Yes.
So I said, what can I do to empower you? So the next step was we went into the school, talked to the principal. We put a whole anti-bullying campaign.
Beautiful.
The next day I got her LLC in the corporation paper because I'm a businesswoman myself.
ma'am.
And I said, we're going to turn this into a business, but we also are going to help other kids. And that's the first step to her business adventure.
Incredible.
Because she's you're an inspiration. Even though you're a young lady, but you're an inspiration. To a lot of young people. So like you said, it's something new to you, but you are.
Man, I can't back my
And second, is my outfit okay? I just want to make sure.
It's not about you.
I'm matching. I'm matching.
The white and pink does go along with you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Sean J.
We're talking to lovely Egypt and her mother. Now, when you design, when you in your lab, and I'm looking at your website now. You have a pretty mosaic going. When you design your clothing, what's the inspiration behind it? Do you just kind of close your eyes and just go with what you like, or do you kind of think about a pattern you want, or do you see something on TV or inspiration that you see, a color or a bird or something that says, "Wow, I want to design something like that"? Where's it going when you design clothing for yourself or for people?
It can come from like the middle of the night, and I'll just be sitting there, and I'll just pop up and be like, "This is what I want to do." I'll write down what I want to do. Then like the next morning, I'll try to plan it out with a pattern, and that's basically it. But like my designs are like based off of like African clothes, but with like an urban twist. So like it's not
Kente slut meets the hood.
Yeah.
What are your favorite colors to use?
Well, I like to use like more like reds and stuff because like it shows more of the it makes more of the you can add like black to it and a bunch of different colors.
You can
to
flow
it.
red with other
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Like you can mix it with other patterns.
Like bright colors with medium type colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bright colors are happy colors.
Yeah.
Obviously, people wear black, and that's fine. But when you wear bright colors, I think it brightens your spirit. Like, look at your mother, and that outfit is beautiful.
She always dresses like
Zamunda, yes. The queen of Zamunda.
She saw like that, huh?
She's your queen to me.
Go ahead, sing it, mama. Sing it, mama.
No, it's all right. She's doing a good job.
She's
doing a good
Oh,
job.
Mama, you crazy. Now, you've been all over the place. You've done a lot of different media outlets. You've done some different things, commercials. How has that journey been for you? Like, again, you say, you shy by nature, but you're learning, obviously, on the fly to deal with this stuff. But how has that been for you, just when people pulling you for different things in commercials? Mom is part mom now and manager. When you just want to maybe just be a little girl and just enjoy hanging out and doing things. But how's the business Egypt play with the child Egypt?
Well, I learned to just fake it till you make it because
Lord.
like you could just be super tired, but you just want to get it over with, and then you
Right.
just be like, "All right, so I gotta do this and this and this," and so then you be like, "Well, at least I know that as soon as I get home, I could go to sleep." So
I hear you. Sleep's a good thing.
Right,
Huh?
put the shirt on, man. Come on.
You go to sleep. She take naps in between segments. I catch her on the film and I post it, and she get mad, and they make those emojis out of her.
my friends will find the pictures on my page, and then like my mom posts pictures of me sleeping, and they have a bunch of stickers of me asleep, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, how did you get that?
When did I sleep?
When did this happen? I don't remember this.
I'd like to know, do you now enjoy your stardom? Or is it still like when people come up to you, hey, you go, get away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still like that because like they try to they overdo it sometimes.
Right.
What define overdoing it? Like, what's something somebody should have never done? Like
They just get overexcited and they like, and it be big.
Man?
Yes, it was a big Russian man, and he started running up to me.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's my baby.
you said a big Russian man
scared.
started running up to you.
Yes, I was scared.
In the TSA. He
Oh.
ran up to us. And I said, what you doing? He said, I just saw her on Channel 2. I said, okay, calm down. I said, we don't mind you
I
taking a
couldn't
picture, but
understand
you
what he was
big.
saying.
Right.
I'm from Brooklyn.
I
You
must
don't run
break
up on
you.
nobody like that.
Yeah, Vincent Drago chasing you, right?
I said, you bigger than me. We gonna have a problem.
So in your downtime, what do you do for fun?
I go to the mall most of the time. I swear I live at the mall.
So you
she
go
lives at
shopping?
the mall. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Or
She
you
go
just-
shopping.
do you go shopping, or do you look at the patterns that these major stores put out and then say, you know what, maybe that's
It's
okay.
strategic.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I take a little bit of this and then try to put something together from there? Or you just go
Yeah.
shopping to go shopping?
Both.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and we spent a lot of time in fabric stores. She in the garment district. They shut the whole store down for her, so that she can pick out and she get
Right.
all her fabrics for free, just because of the fact that they know what she's doing.
Yeah.
She go and she pick out what she wants. So I just sit in my chair and just let her have fun.
So they got
Yeah.
a certain chair just for you.
Yes.
When you walk in,
Yes.
here's your chair, here's some
She
water
had-
or
yeah.
whatever, then let her go
And
through.
her
I
crown.
just write the checks. That's
You just
it.
write-
I like that. One V dot.
That one right there.
Mother witness here. Baby, I'm on the right track. Hey, I am what I am. I can be what I want to be. I can do what I want to do. Hey,
For those who create their own path, always unstoppable.
We're talking to the lovely Egypt. Talk to me about the Bully Chaser campaign. I know that, again, obviously how this kind of all manifested. And I'm going to start with you, Mom, first.
Yeah.
On this Bully Chaser campaign.
Yeah, so the Bully Chasers campaign is a worldwide campaign. It's a nationwide epidemic of children being bullied. 1 out of every 4 children obviously are being bullied.
Yeah.
We realize that it has gotten worse. So what we do is we put a campaign in place. I'm an educator with a PhD, and my important role is to educate teachers to stop telling the students that it's child's play.
Yeah.
She was violently bullied when she was stabbed, and it was repeated bullying. She was stabbed at 7 years old.
Right.
And at that time, she kept telling me that kids, she didn't say kids, she said, I fell on the pencil. But when we went to the emergency room, the doctor said there's no way she could have fell on the pencil. You have to hold the pencil up. But she still denied. Her finger was pulled out of socket. Her lunch was thrown on the floor. Her chair was pulled out. She was shoved into the wall. It had got to the point where she decided, I'm not going to tell anybody no more. Because people ask me, why was it 2 years? Is because if you're a child at 7, you're innocent, and you're asking for help from an adult, after a while you tend to give up.
Just
because
box
you
in.
realize
Yeah.
every day I'm going to get used to it. So what I do as an educator and as a parent also, because I wear both hats, to educate teachers and parents to look for the warning signs. Every day before she got to school, she would get very sick. She would make her stomach hurt, actually vomit.
This way she wouldn't have to go to school.
Right.
to
It's
have
from
to
the
deal
it's from the
with-
stress.
Right. So I say it can't be anorexia, obviously. So we could say that it was not anorexia, but I knew it was something wrong, but I couldn't figure it out because her grades didn't fail. She still held a 95 plus average.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a warning sign. So what we do is we go into the school and work with the principals independently, not through Department of Education, and we put a whole platform together where each student in the school has to sign a contract that if they are caught bullying, they have an automatic suspension. Then the teachers have to be educated that if a student says, excuse me, he's doing this to me, they have to document it, have anecdotals in place. It has to be presented to the principal or the dean, and that child has to be recommended automatically.
Yeah.
So those things are very important. Unfortunately, New York State does have a law in place for bullying, but it's not put in place properly.
Right.
And that's why kids are still suffering at alarm rates.
What about cyberbullying? We
It's
obviously
worse now for
right
her.
because obviously we were going to school. There
Right.
was no internet. But
now it's not the kids anymore bullying
It's the
her.
adults.
It's the adults that's bullying
Yeah.
her now on the internet.
Really?
They calling her everything from fat, monkey,
Jealousy.
everything. These are all adults.
Wow.
So what we do is we laugh because we laughing all the way
Jealousy.
to the bank. We're not paying no attention to them because it makes her irrelevant at one point, but it brings attention to show that there's so many more ignorant people out
It's
here.
so
we
much
have
ignorant.
a goon squad out there, so we don't even have to say anything. The minute somebody attack her, there's 50 million more people attacking that person.
And-
so that kind of shuts it down.
And I could say, like you said, like adult, ignorance is taught. Racism is taught.
Yeah.
But as I
Seen
said,
that grade and ever
the
these
more negative you get, the more God's gonna bless you. Always
Yes.
remember that.
Now, you in school or you homeschooling?
I was homeschooled at a point, but it started to get boring.
Oh, you was
So you went
you
back
was
to school?
I went back to school.
That's what's up.
That's-
Good for
that's-
It
You was
wasn't
coming downstairs
boring.
late.
It's because I made her do real
See?
work.
No, you said it right. It was boring. It's all right. You got it. I'm gonna ride with you in this
With
one.
mom classes didn't end at 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
right?
No, they ain't
Listen,
in there no 3 o'clock.
So she had to do social studies. We had to go to a real museum. She did science. She had to go to a real lab. I made it fun, but she wanted to be social with her friends. So I
good.
didn't have a
That's
problem.
And that's beautiful. And I love the fact that through all your adversity, you're still taking it to the next level, and that's beautiful. You are truly a blessing. Mom, you mentioned that you through your professional life, PhD, UN,
Yeah.
but now you've taken on the responsibility of running Egypt Inc.
Right.
Talk about that balance for you, because it wasn't like when we've had people today. We had a young man on a guitarist, and his
Right.
father was here, and we've had the Dow twins on a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we know them.
And, right, I'm sure y'all
Yeah,
all in that
go
same
together.
world. But a woman of your stature, you've had the education, you was professional. Again, you was doing the things that you teach your kids to do to be successful in school
Right.
and grades, which she was. But you had to give up something, even
Yeah,
though it's your
I
daughter.
gave
That's the
up a lot.
ultimate sacrifice.
Right.
But you still gave up something. Talk about that change for you.
Right.
Personally.
We did our interview with New York one, Cheryl Wills, who's a good friend. She did the interview, and she said, when this interview is posted, just be prepared that you are going to come out of your comfort zone. So I said, what is she talking about? I thought it was just going to come out the story. We literally, between me, the publicist, and Egypt, did not sleep for 2 weeks. We had so many emails and inboxes from around the world that we literally could not go to sleep because we wanted to respond to everybody. Then it went to Today's News, Inside Edition, Black Enterprise, CNN, Teen Vogue.
Yeah.
It was just constant interviews. And I'm like, when are we going to sleep? So remind you, I have another daughter who's 21, so that kind of like shifted her aside. But what it did is it made me realize that there was so many kids suffering from the
Yeah.
same thing. And then since she's came out with her story 2 years ago, we had 7 children under age 10 that committed suicide
Suicide, yeah.
since then.
Wow.
And they reach out to us. We just did a event with Jamanesia from the Bronx. She did a fashion show for a block party for her as well. Because the minute something happened, it's very rare the public advocate will call you. Call and say, Egypt, I need you to reach out to this young lady. But she didn't know we had already visited her in the hospital.
Wow.
So when those things come out, it takes me out of my comfort zone. But I'm thinking, how many children am I actually sacrificing my time
It's
for?
become bigger than just.
It's bigger than
Yeah.
Egypt. It's bigger
Yeah.
than her. But I don't mind because as a parent and as a business owner of my own business, I can kind of like be flexible. I don't have a 9 to 5. I work for myself, but I
Yeah.
also work for the UN, which Egypt is involved with.
Yes,
also.
I wanted to mention that to you, Egypt. You are kind of a dignitary of sorts. Talk about that experience working at the UN. I think Casey Kasem's daughter was just there yesterday.
It's interesting.
That's a very good word.
You got your own.
interesting about it?
You got your
What's
own parking
interesting
space yet?
Like we went to this event and like the kids, they didn't speak English at all, but they knew how to take selfies.
Oh,
The universal language.
So they knew who you were, and they all wanted to take selfies with you, huh?
Yeah, but it was weird because they did not understand the thing I was saying. My mom just kept trying to explain it to them. I was like, "Mommy, just stop trying."
Mama said, "Listen to what I'm saying.
Just
The words out of
smile.
my mouth."
just smile, girl. Just smile.
I'm working behind the scenes at the UN, and they speak several languages, so it's very difficult. But
Yeah.
with the children, she's actually the only kid that has that junior ambassador title. So she's around a lot of real kings, queens,
Yeah.
ambassadors,
Zamunda.
diplomats. They all taking pictures
Yeah.
with her. Half the time, I had to say, Egypt, this is ambassador of Togo. This is ambassador. She's like, Mommy, okay, they just people.
Yeah.
Stop trying to give them these titles.
And she's right.
Yeah.
She's right.
She is.
Yeah, but
She's right along with that, yeah.
They put on one
They
pants
want
at a
that
time,
respect. And she's like, and they run over to her as the celebrity more than they are the ambassador. So all these titles, all this fame, Egypt could care less. And I'm gonna tell you something real quick that happened when she was on TD Jake's show.
Yeah.
I said, Egypt. It was the day she was going to school. I ran outside and fell down a flight of steps.
Ooh.
Egypt said, "Get up, Mommy! I gotta get to school. What you laying on the floor?"
No, it was
And
that
I'm-
one teacher because
She is
it
so
was one
fixated
teacher,
on
and I will never
school.
forget her.
That's great.
Mama looking for attention.
Okay, tell the story real quick.
It was this one teacher. Her name is Miss Black. Oh, I could
Miss
not
Black.
stand her.
She was a bully.
Wow.
A bully.
But she did that to all the kids. She
She-
was just so mean. And she was from the military, so she thought she had to treat the kids like they were in the military.
We're not making
And-
Miss Black no outfit.
No.
No.
You're gonna give her a white sheet.
Lord have mercy.
Mama, stop it now,
okay.
Mama.
But like, if you were like even 2 minutes late from her class, she would not let you in.
That's good. But
Wow.
that, you know what? That's good. Because people need to understand it's like an interview. You don't show up late to an interview. You
Oh,
don't
we
show
don't.
up late to anything. You show up 15 minutes in advance. 15 minutes means you're on time.
We
That's our
always
problem.
All right, Tom
Right.
Coughlin,
No,
thank you.
I'm serious. That's a problem with our people. You know?
Yeah, we always
show up
on
late.
time.
Everybody think it's
but,
okay.
but I was laying on the floor on a sheet of ice, and all she was concerned
yeah, I think-
about
yeah.
is for me to get up. But every time something came on TV that had, even her commercial, it came on, and everybody's talking about it, but we said, okay, we didn't see it yet. So finally it came on, and I said, Egypt, look, you're the, she goes, Mommy, I got to get to school. I don't have time to be looking at this commercial. And I'm going, this commercial? We stayed 3 days in the hot sun for 8 hours on this commercial.
But she's humble.
She
That's
doesn't care
Yeah,
about
but
any
she's
of that.
humble.
Never lose that.
Yeah,
never
but
lose
stay that
that.
humble.
Ever.
I'm gonna thank you. This has been fun, Mom. This has been great. Egypt, thank you so much. But real quick, before we get out of here, I want to ask you. You're so young and you've done so much, but the journey is just really getting started. What's the 5-year plan? And then the 5-year plan, you still be able to
20
vote yet. But what's the next level for you? You obviously you're off to a great start. You've met some phenomenal people. You've been in some phenomenal rooms, including here, even with rodeo.
Yeah.
But any event, what's the next level for you? Where do you see yourself going?
Well, like I want to be known as like a household name. As soon as like they mention my name, somebody knows who I am, and like they don't have to like Google who I am, or they'll be like, "Who's that? Oh, which one?" Like they wouldn't have to be like that. It'd be like Egypt Ufele. Oh yeah, I know that girl. She has her own fashion show and everything.
Well, you know what, Hunt? I think it's just one thing you need. A real good pair of sunglasses, because your future is super bright. And I want to thank you for coming. Real quick, your website and your social media information. You want to share that with our audience?
My website is chubbyline.com, CHUBII line LINE.com, and my social media is Bully Chasers on Instagram, BULLYCHASERS, and my Facebook is Egypt Ufele, EGYPT
A true inspiration. Mama
Gotta give her.
I don't
Yeah.
want to leave out Mama.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I'm just on it for the road.
On the road.
She said she wants to be a chemist when she gets out of school, and I'm going to, if she said tomorrow I don't want to do this no more, then we just walk away.
I hear
Oh,
you.
For
okay.
now, our goal is to keep inspiring children as long as we can.
Mama, I salute you. Egypt, thank you so much. You're an inspiration, not just to kids, but to kids of all ages. And I appreciate it. Thank you.